gardening friends. It's now the day before Thanksgiving, and it's probably been a good solid month since I've given you an update. Only one thing of note happened around here in the last 4 weeks. It's not even really garden-wise, but it's something I wanted to show you, so let me show you now. Good afternoon, gardening friends. It's now probably about 1:15 on a Tuesday. I haven't had much to update you on in the last couple of weeks, but I was throwing out some garbage and I found this guy hanging out. I have no idea what he's doing sitting here. This kind of makes you wonder. He's so still that I thought for a minute there he was just a prop. But if you watch carefully, you'll see him, you can see his neck move. He's breathing. Actually, he might be a little scared that I'm hanging out here. Meanwhile, back here on the patio, the plants have been somewhat neglected. Pulled some old stuff out. I don't know if you can see the two white lights on the left there. Dug those out, and this is pretty much what the patio garden's been reduced to. For the last month or so, I've been organizing and figuring out where to put everything and pack because I got to move. I never really gave you much of an explanation on that, and I think I'll spare you the uglier details, but suffice it to say, I'm looking at a new job now, and we'll see if that works out. I'm still working out some of the details, but if I'm no longer manager here, then I can't occupy the manager's apartment, which had this wonderful patio. But I've been looking at some apartments in the area, trying to figure out, can I get an apartment with a patio? Can I afford that right now? There's a number of those questions going through my mind. But I'm thankful that somebody stepped up to offer me something. So at least in the interim, I'll be able to work and earn some money and pay rent and bills and what have you until I figure out what the next stage of my life truly is. Maybe that's what it'll turn into. I may end up working for this company on a more full-time basis and helping them move their company forward. And if I can do that, then I'm pretty much assuring my own employment. Beyond that, let's go ahead and, since this is a garden blog, let's take a look at what's going on in the garden around here. I'm going to pause for a bit, and I know there's a few bits and pieces I want to pull, but I'll try and give you the full sort of idea of what's going on with the rest of the gardening around here. Okay, I've done a bit of cleaning up, and so now you can see I've got one planter that's almost completely bare. I pulled the weeds out of there. The one plant that's in there doesn't seem to be doing much for growing. I think I actually, even though I gave my brother all my seeds, I think I actually still have the wildflower seeds from that project. So maybe I'll drop some of them in there and try and water it. Unfortunately, a lot of stuff's been kind of neglected the last week or so, but we'll try that. And over here, where I usually end the episodes, I'm just showing you that now. I've got a little bit more to show you. The 4 o'clock has gone completely crazy up on the left there. I may be able to harvest some seeds from that, which would be nice. Beyond that, the petunias are not doing all that well. I thought about pulling them. I pulled some other stuff out of there. I'm trying to just sort of simplify and get the dead stuff out. I'm going to go ahead and water tonight, even though it's getting kind of late. Just get some water on them. The planters up on the wall are showing real signs of neglect. I really need to water, but it's also the last couple of days it's been unseasonably hot. Even for Southern California, it's been around 90 degrees in late November. Although we're looking at cooler temperatures coming. Beginning next week, we're looking at rain. I'm not going to whine about that because I can see what any of you folks that are out on the East Coast are going through right now. The reports out here from LAX, the big airport, saying that there's all these delays related to flights going to the East Coast or coming from the East Coast. So for you folks even though I lived on the East Coast and I dealt with the snow, I shoveled and got to a point where I said, absolutely, I just can't stand this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to live here. Here I am in California actually missing the snow because we don't get much of it here except in the mountains. So for those of you, I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving despite all of what's going on. And for those of you everywhere else, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. But let's keep looking around. Here's one of the real pleasant surprises in all of this. One of the ideas with wildflowers is that they survive despite neglect. And this was a pot that had a bunch of different seeds, but this is the one that took over. It's kind of a fern-like looking thing. I need to go look it up and figure out what it is. But I basically haven't touched this pot. You can see the others looking dead. This one's looking vibrant. What can I say for wildflowers there, huh? The coleus is a little beaten up from neglect, and a few bugs, it looks like. But overall, it's colorful. It's still colorful. It's not turned completely gray and died yet. I guess I need to go through and pick out some of the dead stuff here on the pergola, but you can see it's really kind of starting to look like an ivy-covered bit of lattice, so I'm happy by that. And you see plenty of black-eyed Susans in there. These coleus seem to be in the perfect place. That's the most vibrant colors I've seen on these plants. And with that, as the sun begins to set, I'll leave you with the color of the ginkgo trees and wish you all a very wonderful Thanksgiving. This is the Budget Gardener signing off saying, may your thumb be green, even in the winter.